Hey guys, so today I want to talk to you about how Shawn and I have built our business up over these almost 9 years now of being with Scentsy. Um, so one of the things is this is a party plan business, and generally you have parties. But with Scentsy, I find that a lot of people think, oh, I don't want to have parties. That's not my thing, and they think, well, they can't do it, or you have to be like really good standing in front of people and all that. Well, that's not at all what we wanted to do. We wanted to build our business differently. And so I'm always telling people, make Scentsy work for you. There's so many options and so many ways to build a business. I mean, you could just build it by doing fundraisers or just doing fairs and shows or craft fairs or just selling person to person. Some people kill it doing that and even recruit doing it that way and build big teams. So some people never have parties. I mean, I think everybody should have at least one party, your grand opening party, just to introduce it, just to do it, just to say you've done it. Because if you have a new recruit, you're going to want to tell them, this is how I did my grand opening party. I think everybody should have a party just so they kind of know how it goes. Now we have had parties. We've had parties. That's, but it's not what I love doing. It's not what Shawn loved doing. So what we wanted to do is build an online business when we started, because that's our wheelhouse. That's what we knew how to do, and that's what we had time for, and that's kind of what we envisioned when we were trying to build our business up. And while we did it, I tried to do everything I could to figure out a way to not do home parties. So at the time, people started doing these things called basket parties, and Scentsy they didn't have any marketing information for it. They didn't have sets of mini testers or anything like that. So we had to make our own. So we were buying things from this, online container stores and buying these itty bitty little tiny little containers, and you had to melt, like we were melting back in the day we had these jars, and the little screw top white jars, lids with clear bottles, and that's what the wax was in. And so what we would do is we try to melt them out or scoop out enough and put them in these little sample trays. And I'm not a crafty crafterson, like at all. Like I am like the not craftiest crafterson that you've ever really met. But if it comes, I can put it in a bag, I can put a ribbon on it, and I can make it look like I tried to, be cutesy-ish. So anyway, making these sample testers, I'm not that girl. So, they were a little bit sloppy and messy, and it just took me forever, and they weren't fun for me because it was kind of the vein of my existence. But I ended up making 10 sets of these bad boys. And so what I did is, as we were trying to build up a business, I would be like, I'd make these little samples and I'd put them into bags, and I'd go to Fred Meyer and Rite Aid and whatnot, and I would go buy beauty bags. And they were about this size in the cosmetics section. This is the Scentsy little all-in-one party tote, the black and purple one. Anyway, and so we would go to Rite Aid, Fred Meyer, whatever store has like the cosmetics section, and in there's always beauty bags. And so we'd open them up, and one side would usually have mesh and the other side was clear. And we'd be able to slide in the little bag of mini testers that I made, and we'd make labels, and it was just used Avery labels. I mean, it was a lot of work. But anyway, so I'd get these and I'd start passing them around locally to have people go take them, and kind of like little employees. They take them to work for a week or two, and you guys know the drill now. You know what basket parties are. So anyway, that's how we built our business. And then as we started getting leads from our online, as that started picking up and we started getting leads in other parts of the country, we would just say things like, we don't have anyone in our team in your area. Would you like to do a basket party? And we'll send you everything you need. And what we would do is we would take this bag or something this size. And what this does is we would, put in our testers, order forms, our catalogs. We'd give them maybe a spatula, maybe a little a scent circle, and a car bar, or not a car bar, candle bar, wax. And we'd send it to them, and they could keep everything in it except for the order forms and the testers. They had to send that back to us as the catalog. And then what we would do is we would put them in a medium flat rate shipping box. And at the time it was about $10. Now it's about $13 each way on average. And what we would do is we would pay for the shipping there and shipping back. Now, when I first started doing this, we were not awesome at it. And so we never lost a bag, because I'm really good at making sure we get to keep our products and keep our bags, because I'm a bit ruthless. I'll go file police reports, and I've even had police officers call people before. So I've gotten every bag back except for one over all these years. And that was to some woman in Canada who ran with it, and she disappeared. Like, we could not actually find this woman. But anyway, so I gotta turn the air conditioning on. I'm 39 weeks pregnant and I'm dying up in here. I'm hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. Turn on. Anyway, so I would send these bags out and with a medium flat rate, and I'd pay the shipping on the front end, and then on the inside I would have the prepaid mailing in there to send it back to us. So whether it was in stamps, the price of stamps to send it back, or it was the actual sheet purchased online. But I would send the exact amount of postage, so there'd be no reason that these people could not send me these bags back. And like I said at the beginning, we kind of weren't really great. It wasn't like there was a ton of people doing these at the time. So we kind of had to figure out what worked, how to talk to hostesses, and my whole goal was always to flip people. And so what I would do is I would talk to them, and I would not set up an online party with them, because I didn't want anyone to order online, because if they did, I could not transfer it to them if they ended up joining. I'd have to try to figure out a way to, make it work for them. So I didn't want them to lose any sales by people putting it under us, and then us, not being stuck with their customers, but not being able to give them their party people and transfer it to them. So I would tell them when I'd set up the party and everything, like, hey, if you sell over this much, if you sell over 500 in product, by doing this, and this, and I'd give them tips and talk to them and ask them where they were going and what they were doing that week or two, and give them ideas as to how to market it, what to do with it, what to bring, how to put it out in a way that wasn't weird, how to bring it up in a way that works, stuff like that, what to put on Facebook, all the things, okay? And so, but I would say to them, I'd be like, okay, look, you don't need to join or anything like that, because I know you love the product, but if you sell over 500 in product, you could join and still get all the host rewards and get paid back your first commission check $100, because 20% of 500 is $100. So you would basically pay yourself up back with your first check and get all the host rewards, and you have this product kit, and you have all these customers who already bought all these products from you, and they're going to want to buy more. Why not have them buy from you? But if you don't want to join at the end, totally up to you. I will take it. You'll still get all your host rewards, and I'll be a happy camper to help you and your customers in the future. So just, think about it. Then what they would do is afterward, when we were closing out, like sometimes every so often you get a bummer party and it sucks, and it's not even, like they don't even sell anything. Like they never took it out of the box or something, or they leave it in the car, and every so often stuff was melted, and so when you're doing these things, it can be a challenge sometimes, especially when you have 10 of them floating around at any time, like we eventually had. We had 10 floating around, all the time, which was wonderful, but it was a lot to keep up on too. So anyway, we would follow up, and when it was time to go through the orders over the phone, they'd say how much they collected. Anytime it was 400, 500 or more, I would always say, okay, so I'm calculating this. This is how much you'd get if you joined. Do you want to join? What do you say? And if they said, yeah, why not? Then what I would do is I would say, okay, do this. So once you join, I want you to hold on to this basket until your kit comes. So that way you can collect orders so that you can try to earn more sales towards your shooting star. Let's say they were at 400 and they just needed 100 more to get to 500 in their first 15 days, or maybe they wanted to hit sensational start, or maybe get certified before the month is over so they can actually get 25% in commission. I would say hold on to this basket party, or see if you can get one of your friends who placed an order, or someone else, to take it and have a basket party for you. And I would just lend them the basket party. Now if they, sometimes I would say just, okay, now once you joined, I would say, now look, now that you joined, if you get certified this month also, I'll let you keep that bag. And that would be my new consultant gift. At the time, I was giving gifts I would do different things to try to build our business up at the time. And sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't. But letting them keep the bag, number one, you don't have to give them the bag, but letting them use the bag for a while extra, it was well worth it many a time. And we had so many people join our team just from doing that. So think about your basket party bag, get them ordered. These totes, you can order them from Scentsy. You know, they're $20 through Scentsy. You can go get them at Rite Aid for like 10 bucks, 12 bucks, 20 bucks more, just depending on, you know, what it is. But they're about the same size. And you get a set of mini testers for 25 bucks in this workstation. If you're in Canada, it's 30. Put that in, get some catalogs, some order forms, put a calculator in. On our Team Centrals page, we have all kinds of information on things you could print out to put in the basket party for instructions, how to do it. You can create your own. You can, you know, do whatever you want to do, but don't think that you only have to do home parties. Home parties are great. Home parties are, honestly, it's the best way to run your business. But if you didn't have the time like we didn't, and it also wasn't in your wheelhouse to do them, figure out a way to make Scentsy work for you. Like I said, this works for us. We still do basket parties. We have about one out right now, and we're in Mexico, for crying out loud. So don't think that you can't do it no matter where you are, what you're doing. There's always someone willing to have one. Let's say you have friends, you know, in other states. Ask them if they, you know, they love Scentsy, if they want to have a basket party. And then what you do is you have the order shipped to them. You know, you add in some extra bags or add in some extra things for them, add in some extra catalogs when you place the order, and have them put the bags together for their friends and stuff, and they pass it out. It's easy. It's easier than having a home party. And you can even do incentives for them, like, hey, if you get everyone's email address, and you get everyone's email address because you want these people in your customer base, you know, in your contact list. You say, if you get everyone's, you know, email address on their order forms, I'm gonna throw in a special gift for you. It could be a bar, it could be a scent circle, it could be whatever you want. I mean, you could use the perpetual party rewards and give them, you know, a mini warmer if you want, and just pay $10 out of your pocket for it if it's worth it to you to have those email addresses. So there's a lot you can do with basket parties, and I just wanted to share that with you today, and see if maybe you guys want to get to that Scentsy store and go buy some. So anyway, hope this helps. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and have an awesome Thursday. Bye.